You don't need to buy strawberry plants to grow your own. With a simple method, you can start from scratch and build a continuous harvest at zero cost. What seems like nothing at the beginning can turn into a steady source of fresh fruit with the right approach. It all begins with the location. Strawberries need sunlight to produce well, so the first step is choosing a spot that receives several hours of direct light each day. Even a small area, along a fence, near a wall, or in a corner of the backyard, can work perfectly. Once the place is chosen, the soil becomes the focus. Good soil is what makes everything possible. The ground is cleared of weeds and loosened so the roots can grow freely. Compact soil is broken apart to allow air, water, and nutrients to move easily. To improve fertility, organic matter is added. Compost, dry leaves, and natural plant material are mixed into the soil. This creates a rich environment that feeds the plants over time without the need for purchased inputs. Now comes the key part of the zero-cost method, propagation. Instead of buying new plants, strawberries can be grown from runners. These are the long stems that extend from an existing plant, forming small new plants at their tips. If you can access even one plant, whether from a neighbor, a friend, or an existing garden, you can multiply it endlessly. The small plant at the end of each runner is gently placed onto the soil and lightly pressed down. In a short time, it develops its own roots and becomes an independent plant. This simple process allows one plant to turn into many, creating a growing system without spending money. Once the young plants are rooted, they are spaced properly across the garden. This ensures good airflow and enough room for each plant to develop fully. After positioning the plants, watering is done gently. The soil should stay moist but not soaked. Consistent moisture helps the plants establish strong roots. To protect the soil and improve results, a layer of mulch is added. Dry leaves or straw cover the ground, helping retain moisture and preventing the fruit from touching the soil directly. During the first days, the plants may look small, but growth begins quickly. Leaves expand, and the plants adapt to their new environment. Sunlight plays a constant role. Each day, the plants absorb energy, strengthening their structure and preparing for the next stage. As the weeks pass, the garden begins to fill. What started with just a few plants slowly becomes a dense, productive space. Maintenance remains simple. Weeds are removed regularly, and watering is adjusted based on the weather. The goal is to keep the soil balanced, not constantly wet. Soon, the first flowers appear. Small white blossoms open across the plants, signaling the beginning of fruit production. With natural pollination, these flowers begin to transform. Tiny green strawberries start forming beneath the leaves. At first, they are small and easy to miss. But with time, they grow larger and begin to change color. This stage is one of the most rewarding. Each fruit reflects the care given to the plant. As they ripen, the strawberries turn a deep red. This is the moment they are ready to be harvested. Harvesting is done by hand, gently removing each fruit to avoid damaging the plant. The more often ripe fruit is picked, the more the plant continues producing. This creates a continuous harvest instead of a single collection. Over time, the system becomes stronger. More runners appear, creating new plants and expanding the garden even further. What started as a zero-cost method turns into a self-sustaining cycle. The soil improves as organic material breaks down. The plants become more productive, and the harvest becomes more consistent. Back in the kitchen, the difference is clear. Fresh strawberries have a richer flavor and are ready to eat immediately after picking. They become part of daily meals, snacks, and simple recipes. The biggest advantage of this method is independence. There is no need to keep buying plants or fruit. The garden continues to produce on its own. Even in a small space, the results can be surprising. With the right conditions, strawberries produce again and again. As the season continues, the garden remains active. Some plants produce fruit while others send out new runners, ensuring ongoing growth. By the end, what began with nothing has become something continuous. A simple method, no cost, and a steady harvest. It proves that growing your own food doesn't require money, just the willingness to start and the patience to let nature work. Sometimes, the most valuable things begin with nothing at all.